Hello everybody and welcome to King's Quest VI. Bing, bing. After getting his castle back, King Graham decided to not participate in this game. So I really don't want to watch the opening. Do you want to watch the opening? It's really not important. You shipwrecked here. This is the land of the Green Isles. We're here looking for Princess. What was her name? Whatever her name was. I'm looking for a princess.
Alexander's royal insignia ring lies abandoned on the sand. It must have slipped from his finger during the shipwreck. Fortunately, it was not lost in the sea.
That is a good thing. Let's take it.
Alexander picks up his royal insignia ring from the beach.
What do I got on me? I have a ring and nothing else. Crank up the speed a bit. As you can see, you either get speech or text. You can't get both, which is a shame. Let's see, let's move this board.
Alexander pushes the plank to one side. A box has been partially buried under sand.
Well, what do we have here?
Alexander takes the coin and leaves the ruined box where it is.
1 coin.
Alexander searches for a way to reach the black-haired girl whose memory will not escape him.
Okay. Well, let's head to the castle then. Seems like the logical place to start. You know, looking for a princess and all. Those are dogs. Gentlemen.
It won't do any good to try to convince the door itself to allow Alexander to pass. It only does as it's told.
Does it?
Alexander politely addresses the odd-looking guards at the castle doors,
It
hoping
does
to
what it's...
learn more
The
about
door
his predicament.
actually listens to commands?
Good day to you, guards. I was cast upon this island in a storm, and I'm a little confused about my location. Could you tell me what place this is and who lives in this castle?
Hey, what is that you say? A castaway? A likely story. We haven't had any foreigners in this part since Alhazred arrived.
Eh?
Don't be so rude, Gruff. He's not asking for any secrets. You're standing on the Isle of the Crown, lad, and this is the Castle of the Crown. The
So
royal
it is.
family resides here. Rather, what's left of the royal family.
Beg your pardon?
The Isle of the Crown. But tell me, am I anywhere near the land of the Green Isles?
This is the land of the Green Isles. The Isle of the Crown is the main island, foolish boy.
Oh.
Then Princess Cassima must live in this very castle.
I have a crown now.
Aye, the princess is indeed our treasured jewel to guard, and we consider it an honor.
Well, if you'll kindly let me in.
Alexander decides to show his royal insignia ring to the Castle of the Crown guards. With all of his papers lost in the shipwreck, it is the only possible calling card he can think of.
Good day. I'm Prince Alexander
You
of
already
Daventry.
greeted them.
I'm an acquaintance of Princess Cassima. If you could just inform her that I'm here, please.
Heh, so everyone says. Let me
They
just
all
look
say
at that
they're
ring.
Prince Alexander from...
What
Daventry?
does it say, Gruff?
Kingdom of Daventry, Prince Alexander.
That's
Wait here while I go see what Captain Saladin thinks of this.
You didn't say anything to the door and it opened.
The guard returns a moment later with a majestic-looking creature.
It's a collie.
Captain Saladin speaks with a voice that is gentle, but reflects a will of iron.
Prince Alexander of Daventry, I presume.
Tony
I'm afraid
J.
I'm unfamiliar with your country, but I'm sure Wazir Al-Hazred will want to meet you, if indeed you are a friend of the princess. Please, follow me.
I like Tony J. He's dead now, but that's not the point.
Lord Al-Hazred, a visitor to see you. Prince Alexander of Daventry.
What are you doing with that?
What is it that you seek, Prince Alexander?
Bleh.
Pardon the intrusion, my lord.
Your
But I came
your
to
guy
see
here
Princess
has
Cassima.
something wrong with his eyes.
Some months ago, my father, King Graham, saved my family and I from imprisonment under an evil wizard named Mordak.
The same wizard that kidnapped the princess?
The same.
Exactly. When my father rescued us, he also liberated Cassima and sent her home.
Then your father has my gratitude, and that of the entire kingdom. But I'm afraid I still fail to see the purpose of your visit.
Say hi.
Well, I came to make sure that Cassima arrived safely and to pay my respects. Before we parted, she gave me an invitation to visit.
I have no doubt she did exactly that at the time, Prince Alexander. However, things have greatly changed for Cassima since her ordeal in Mordak's castle.
Oh?
Cassima's parents both became ill and died while she was gone.
You sound
Cassima
heartbroken.
is sequestered in mourning for them as befits a princess. She is not receiving visitors of any kind.
Oh.
Even if she were, I do not think your visit would be appropriate.
How so?
You see, it is time for Cassima to take her responsibilities seriously. With her parents gone, she no longer has the luxury to be a carefree maiden.
Beg your pardon?
As was her parents' wish, Cassima and I are to be wed. We shall rule the kingdom together. I assure you, our marriage is all Cassima wants now. As a prince and a gentleman, it would be best that you leave before there is any further embarrassment.
I see.
Oh,
I suppose that I was mistaken. I thought for certain that Cassima...
No matter.
Well, I apologize.
A young man sees what he wishes to see. I'm sorry you've wasted your time traveling to the land of the Green Isles.
Yeah.
May
I
your
don't have a
journey
boat.
home be swift.
Perhaps I will take the opportunity to look around your fair land while I'm here.
I would advise against that.
Why?
The kingdom is rather, shall we say, inhospitable these days. But it is your neck. You may risk it if you please. Captain Saladin will escort you from the castle. Good day.
Nothing suspicious there. I'm sure he's very well-meaning.
You have had your hearing with Wazir Al-Hazred. I trust you will respect his wishes and not return. I have been instructed not to let you into the castle again. Good day, my lord.
Oh, at least you...
Captain Saladin whispers something to the guard dogs at the castle gate, and they
don't let
nod
them
with
in.
understanding.
Don't let me in. It's pretty clear what he whispered. Why did he even whisper?
Alexander has a feeling they won't be letting him into the castle again.
It should have been... No, never mind. Doesn't matter.
An old beggar is peddling his wares in the village. He offers a variety of lamps, all neatly lined up on a long pole.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go in here.
Hello. I will be right up.
The person I was expecting
Now.
isn't here.
What can I do for you?
And what have we here?
There's a small table near the door that bears a sign. The sign has undergone a number of changes. It once read 10 pence, but that was crossed out and replaced with 5 pence, then 1 pence, then free. The sign currently reads, "Take one, please." Only one book remains on the table.
Hot
It
damn.
looks like the bookshop owner really wants to get rid of that book.
Well, you gotta be kidding me. I'll take it.
Alexander picks up the book from the small table.
Oh, yes, please, take that book. You have my most humble thanks for doing so, good sir.
Really? Thanks.
What is it?
Alexander is carrying a book from the bargain table in the bookshop. Alexander opens the bargain book and reads a paragraph at random.
Lay it
2
on me.
dulcimers raised to the degree of 40 half-dulcimers, divided into equal parts by the third of a cackle of grouse geese, put over the result of 10 fine mackles, albeit small fine
What?
mackles, stretched over the total of 53 and an eighth bottles of wild beast lard.
Why am I even reading this out loud?
Phew, what an incredibly boring book. No wonder the bookshop owner wanted to get rid of it so badly. A stone fireplace gives
No,
the
not
book...
the fireplace.
There's a book entitled The Changing Role of Court Entertainers Through the Ages on the small table in the reading area. It appears that some regular customer likes that book. An old man occasionally steals sidelong glances at Alexander from under a concealing hood.
How you doing?
Good day, sir.
The mysterious old man just ignores Alexander.
Good day, sir.
The mysterious old man just ignores Alexander.
Very rude.
A collection of children's books fill those shelves. Volumes of poetry are on display on this bookshelf. These shelves hold a collection of oddly titled guidebooks. Alexander notices such books as How to Become King with Little or No Rupees Down, Finding the Right Girl with the Right Dowry, and Why Good Princesses Like Bad Wizards.
Eh? Did you guys see that? Looks like that problem with that guy's eye is contagious.
Thinking of Cosima, Alexander decides to leaf through one of the volumes of love poetry. He reads, Thy hair, thy lips, thy beauteous face, and all thy studied female grace have won for thee anon a place within this broken breast.
Beg your pardon?
Not bad. And another. Upon the shore the lilies bend, untouched by worldly care, where shadow they her earthly bed, oh, that she were not there. Yikes. And another. What was it when I looked at you? What power has chained me through and binds my heart with links so tight I cannot live without the sight of you? What nameless thing has captured me and made me powerless to flee? What thing is it
Okay.
without a name that brings my mind e'er back the same to thee? The name of love cannot apply.
Why is this
Its
one so much
commonness
longer
does
than the
not
rest?
decry the haunted, hunted, painful cry that my heart makes for you, that ere my soul eternal makes for you.
A little close to home, that one.
Alexander returns the love poem book to the shelf.
Eh? Uh-oh.
A page has fallen from the poem
Oh,
book
no.
and now lies on the floor. Alexander picks up the fallen page. It's the love poem he particularly liked. It must have fallen out of the poetry book.
Oh, that's no good.
I see that old volume has lost another page. You may keep it if you like, sir. I have glued the stubborn thing back in place 2 times already.
I do rather like it. Thank you, merchant.
So, what's up, man?
Good day, sir. I'm a stranger in this land. What can you tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
That is quite a question, young man. Who are you? And what would you have me tell you?
Well,
My name is Alexander. I know I am on the Isle of the Crown, but I'd like to know whatever you can tell me about this island, and if there are other islands nearby.
yes. That's why it's
You
called the
are
land of the
indeed a
Green
stranger.
Isles.
Anxious is the man who knows not the customs of the land beneath his feet.
Eh?
This island is called the Isle of the Crown because the royal family's castle is here. Besides the castle, we also have this village and the docks over
You
to
call
the
this
west.
a village? I think there's only like 2 buildings here.
There are at least 3 other islands. The Isle of the Sacred Mountain, the Isle of the Beast, and the Isle of Wonder.
At least 3? Does no one know for certain?
This is no ordinary land, Alexander. The land of the Green Isles has always been a place of vague boundaries, as if islands come and go. Legend speaks of a 4th island, an isle shrouded in mists. I myself have never seen it. Then, too, the land of the Green Isles is said to exist on the boundaries of this world and the next.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Even darker places are reputed to be closer here than anywhere else in the world.
That's probably
That's
not true.
quite a claim.
Claim, yes, but probably just local superstition. We who live here on the Isle of the Crown, at least, sleep well enough at night.
Those first 3 islands you mentioned, how might I learn more about them?
Ideally, a young man seeking such knowledge
Would go there.
travel to their shores and learn about them firsthand.
Well, yes.
Meeting the leaders of each place would be helpful, naturally. Unfortunately, the ferry no longer runs between the islands. There has been much political unrest, and it has been too dangerous to travel for years. Perhaps the ferryman can tell you more. He has little enough to do these days.
Oh, that's a shame.
And if you haven't been there already, you might seek an audience at the castle.
Yeah, I did that one.
Thank you kindly, merchant, for all your good advice.
Ah, but advice is free, Alexander. Making use of it costs much more.
Look, you don't need to be all philosopherific at me, okay? Okay. Save our game for reasons that I only know. The reason being that I want to.
Good day.
Hi, man. How's it going?
Good day, merchant. What can you tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
I can tell you she is in a dark time. Without the ferry, communication between the islands has ground to a halt, and so nearly
Really
has my business.
Shouldn't be the case.
Why the long ages of peace have ended, and why the crown has not done something about it is beyond me. But then, I am a shopkeeper, not a politician, and can only hope for better days.
Yeah, if you say so.
Towering mightily over the other pawn shop curiosities, the stuffed bear makes an ostentatious display. The pawn shop's counter is made of a sturdy teak.
I'm not interested
The
in what's
wood is well
on the
worn
counter.
by
I'm
eager
interested in what's
hands
on it.
and well oiled by the shop's faithful keeper. The pawn shop's The pawn shop...
How bide you, good merchant?
Quite well, though a purchase would not hurt me any.
Well, what you got?
I have this copper coin. Is it of any value to you at all?
Most interesting. I have never seen a Daventry coin before, but it is copper genuine enough. I might even find a buyer who is interested in foreign currency. The items on the front counter are the only things in the store that I can let go for the price of 1 copper. You may make your choice from there.
Alexander looks at the items on the counter to make his selection.
I think this nightingale will
That
do.
mechanical nightingale looks intriguing. I believe I'll take it.
Very well. Your coin is well spent. Remember, this is a pawn shop. I am always willing to take back my own goods in trade.
I'll remember.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's actually pretty important. And while I'm here, I'm gonna yoink myself a mint.
Alexander takes a mint.
I have reasons for doing this.
The battered chest does not interest Alexander.
Just rifling around
Alexander
people's stuff.
examines the large pot. It's currently empty, but a few scraps in the bottom indicate that it is used as a dump site on occasion.
Interesting.
Alexander...
There are many things of which I require.
There's a young girl in the yard. The girl is dressed in a long, plain orange robe with a thick headdress. From the appearance of her clothes, and from a skittish, fearful look about her, Alexander gets the strong impression that she is a servant, or even worse, a slave.
Oh dear.
The serving girl appears to be stealing a quiet moment tending the rose bushes. The girl is too far away to hold a conversation with Alexander.
I don't remember if she's important at all.
I've told you 1,000,000 times. Those flowers are too sweet for the likes of you.
Oh dear.
You've still got to do the breakfast dishes, make lunch, and clean the stables yet this morning.
Let me guess, Cinderella?
And get your veil back on. No one wants to look at your face.
Yes, stepmother.
Yes, Cinderella. Geez, that eye condition really is contagious.
Hey, stranger, come join me. The water is wonderful, and I can show you the way to the next island.
Why, that sounds like a swell idea, he says, saving first.
Considering the poor condition of the shore, it looks like the easiest way to get into the water is just to jump off the pier.
Banzai!
The powerful currents grab Alexander. Struggle as he might, he feels himself being pulled out to sea.
Not a very good swimmer, are you?
Help me!
Sorry, I think not.
As his head submerges for the third time, Alexander finds himself pondering the wisdom of going out on a limb for a stranger.
That's rude.
Tickets up. Next.
Alexander couldn't handle those currents. That boy must be an unbelievably strong swimmer.
It seems that way. I'm gonna ignore
Come
the
on,
kid.
jump in. A little water won't hurt you.
Well, I think I've seen otherwise. Hey, what?
That's strange. The young boy in the water just disappeared. Oh well, perhaps he just dove under the water.
Yeah, what do you want?
Excuse me. My name is Alexander. The owner of the bookshop in the village told me you might be able to help me. I hear you used to run this ferry for the islands.
Oh, good grief, look at it.
I'd like
This
to
is the
talk to you
ferry?
if you have a moment.
You say old Allie sent you? I can't see why. The ferry's not running, you know.
I
I
noticed.
understand. I'd just
Seeing
like
as
to
how
talk
it's
to you
on the
about islands, if
land
you
and
don't
full of
mind.
holes.
Well, I guess it'd be all right if Allie sent you. Well, don't just stand there. Come on inside. What is it you wanted to talk about, young man?
I'm a visitor to
Let's
these
talk.
islands. I'd like to learn what I can about the area.
Not that there's...
So you said outside. What is it you want to know?
Well, for one thing, why has the island's only ferry been dry docked?
Huh. It just ain't safe to sail these days. What with the islands feuding and all. Wazir Al-Hazred ordered the ferry closed till things settled down.
Is that right?
Me? I don't think she'll ever see water again.
But why are the islands feuding?
You got me. Something about stolen property or some such thing.
Oh, dear.
Tis a real shame. Things used to be so friendly.
Then this unrest is recent.
A few years is all, but it's been long enough.
Perhaps if the ferry were repaired.
This old thing? This ferry's been out of water so long she's no longer even seaworthy.
I've noticed.
Her boards have dry rot. She'd fall apart at the first taste of seawater.
But there must be some way to get off this island.
There's only one other way to travel that I know of. A magic map.
Beg pardon?
The owner of the pawn shop can tell you more about that than I can, Alexander.
There's a rabbit's foot on the table. It seems the ferryman is counting on a little luck.
Well, I don't think that's working out for him.
I see you have a rabbit's foot. Has it brought you much luck?
As a protagonist in an
As you
adventure
can
game,
see,
I
my
just need
luck's
to pick
been
up
out for
every
some
item
time
I see.
now, despite that old charm. Why don't you take it with you? Perhaps giving the darn thing away will bring me good fortune at last.
Couldn't hurt.
Perhaps it will at that. Thank you.
Well, I will be going now.
Well, I think I'll be going now. Thanks for allowing me into your home.
Posh, not at all. It breaks the boredom, if you know what I mean.
Poor guy. Well, a magic map, he says. I would like to know more about this magic map. I can't remember if this actually means anything. If, like, there was a plot relevance or...
Good day.
Right, let's try again.
Excuse me, merchant, but the ferryman mentioned that you might have a magic map of the land of the Green Isles.
Why, as a matter of fact, I do. I keep it under the counter. It's been gathering dust so long that I nearly forgot about it.
You have the one
It
thing...
was quite a few years ago, you see. The estate of a wealthy wizard fell into my hands
The
when
one
he died.
thing that can get you
It
from
was
island to
useless
island.
magical junk mostly, which
You could
reminds me.
be,
Still
like,
got some
rich.
things of his in the back that I need to dump out. Anyway, the magic map was the one true treasure in the lot. The wizard was quite old and feeble and had enchanted the map to aid in traveling. It is said
You wouldn't happen to be,
that one need only desire to be on an island depicted on the map to find oneself there.
What the hell is his
It
name?
is a very valuable map,
Crispin.
as you can imagine. Unfortunately, no one is interested in traveling these days. It is far too dangerous with the current state of the kingdom.
Nonsense.
What would you take for the map?
I would normally want something magic in return, but since I am hardly overrun with prospective buyers, I would be willing to take anything of equal value in exchange.
Equal value, huh? Sigh.
Would you be willing to take my family ring in exchange for the magic map?
Daventry, are you a king then?
Prince.
No, that's my father, King Graham. I'm just Alexander.
Well, Prince Alex, she is a beautiful ring. Are you sure you can part with such a unique family heirloom?
Really don't have
The
much
ring
choice.
does mean a lot to me. I didn't always have a family, you know. Still, it is only gold. There are more important things at stake now.
Then you now own a magic map, Prince Alex. I will keep your ring out of sight for a few days. If you find anything else of great value in your travels, you can come back for your ring. I would hate to see it melted down for gold.
I would hate that too.
Ah, and a warning about the map. It will only operate when you are out in the open and within sight of the sea. The limitation has something to do with the teleport spell ingredients. You might try the beach.
I will keep this in
Thank
mind.
You are very kind, and I'll remember about the map.
Suddenly, the old man in the concealing cloak sneaks past Alexander, and with a sneaky dart of his hand, steals a mint from the candy jar.
Yoink!
The old man stuffs the mint into his mouth and wobbles unsteadily out of the pawn shop.
What is in those mints? Seconds later in the castle.
Master! I followed Prince Alexander as you wished. From the pawn shop owner, he just abstained, just reprieved. He just got a magic map.
Good grief.
You fool! You've been eating those mints again. I ordered you to stop that. Yes, Master. Now, what is this about a magic map? With the map, Prince Alexander could travel anywhere as quickly as I can.
Oh dear.
I thought I took care of the only means of travel. By my scimitar, I can't have him stirring things up now. Get a hold of yourself and listen carefully, Shamir. Go to the other islands and tell them...
Whisper, 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 whisper. Well, we're done here. Let's see. Hi, bird. Let's give this magic map a whirl. Wait, I just remembered. That's not a good idea just yet.
Alexander sorts through the odds and ends that the pawn shop owner dumped into the pot.
Good grief, just
Magic
digging
exploding
through
gum
garbage.
wrappers, a shattered crystal ball, a cracked wand, a fake thumb.
What?
Near the
fake
bottom,
thumb?
Alexander finds a little glass bottle labeled ink. It appears to be empty, but Alexander decides to take it anyway. You never know when a small bottle will come in handy.
Let's investigate this.
Alexander shakes the bottle and imagines he hears a faint swishing sound, but decides he is mistaken. There's no reason to use... Alexander decides to open the empty ink bottle.
It's stuck. It's... Whoa!
Oh dear. It ate a hole right through
The
me.
ink bottle isn't empty at all. It's full of invisible ink. Not very strong, but not bad.
Well, that's a relief. It would have been a shame if I wound up with a huge gaping hole in my chest. I understand people don't tend to survive that. Let me see here. Mint. Oh,
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
believe where we need to go first is here.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation. Alexander takes the feather.
And this thing?
Alexander picks the flower and is startled by its hideously strong skunk-like odor. For a moment, he can smell nothing else.
Okay, we now have the means to do something. Before we end this video, let's try
There
this.
appears to be something etched into the face of the cliff. Alexander decides to get closer.
Ignorance kills, wisdom elevates.
Huge blocks of stone erupt from the granite cliffs.
Oh boy. This island is one of the biggest
Alexander
pains in the
stares
ass.
with wonder. That's quite a way to welcome a guest, if indeed it is a welcome.
So yeah, this is the start of King's Quest VI. I'm the Blues 32. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.